What's up, guys? This is Max Van Auken here.
Hey, this is Dave.
We have a terrific episode ahead. We have Jon Radford in the studio to talk all things Undisputed.
From Pete White's boxing and MMA gym here in Port Orange, Florida.
And Dave, don't we have somebody else too?
Man, we got Smilen Sam Alvey. Guys, UFC veteran fighter. He's fought Rashard Lewis in the cage. Rashard Evans in the cage. My fault. Unbelievable fighter. One of the best interviews we've ever had, Max. It will make you laugh maybe 4 times.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy, so please show him some love, support him, and don't forget to download the Locked In podcast on all social media platforms. Hope you guys enjoy, and like always, stay locked in. And we are live, finally. All right, we have our special guest in the studio, Jon, a.k.a. the Professor Radford.
Guest host. He's hosting with us all night.
And Dave the Wave, fresh locked in tea.
What's up, Max? How you doing, kiddo?
Been better. Now I'm playing. It's always a great night. And then we have the producers who we're so thankful for. Behind the scenes, JT Money, Sean the producer with the fresh locked in tea.
What up?
Is that an app or is that him? We won't know.
I don't know. It's a 50-50 coin toss sometimes. I even think he tries to talk into the mic but uses an app. You never know with him.
Well, we know the answer, but they don't know the answer.
I'll tell you, it was an answer.
All right, so we have a lot to get into, but before we get started...
Hey, we got to pay the bills.
Yeah, so before we get started, Pep-Boys, we have exciting news, right, Dave?
Absolutely, guys. Pep-Boys, this Monday, May 7th, we have a Football Mania, say that 3 times fast, episode. 3 hours,
Football
4
Mania,
hours.
Football Mania.
Wow.
The producer wins again. All football. We're gonna call out MVPs. We're gonna call out everyone NFL's record, but we're just gonna throw out Pep-Boys. They got mega deals going on, Max. They got like buy 2 tires, get 2 free. They also have deals. It's a $19.95 oil change right now. So definitely go to Pep-Boys, Daytona Beach, Florida. See our guys Richie and Ben.
For the podcast, I think Jon, a.k.a. Professor Radford,
I was going to say, when you go there to get these deals, make sure you mention Locked In.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sean.
Absolutely.
Jon just had like 3 awesome jokes that may not be on the podcast, but on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, I missed them on the mic. I didn't have my mic on. The new host is a little slow. I apologize. The special guest host doesn't know how to work a microphone.
Okay. Anyway, first time ever, by the way, guest host. So you're our
Yes,
Brandon
number
Schaub.
one. Number 1.
You're Brandon Schaub of our Locked In.
You're
so
also our number 1 patron.
Ah, yes.
Hey.
First one. I just wanted to be on the ground level of this unbelievable show, and I'm there. I'm good. I'm in.
Good
Well,
point.
Damn it.
We will always
I
remember.
don't know how to use this thing.
There you go.
We will always remember the first dollar, and that's you.
You always remember your
I
first.
want you to print it out and sign it and make something and then put it somewhere in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the dollar.
That sounds awesome. Like behind you, be
Like
like,
at a bar, you know when they do it at
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bar? Like,
First
not that I frequent the
non-sponsored
bars,
dollar. Thank you. You know,
yeah.
First
And how
one.
do you do the patron?
it's patreon.com/lockedin with 2 N's.
Okay.
No one gets this. I'm the only one.
Wow.
Look at that. Thank you, producer.
Bumper sticker locked in.
I love it.
We charge $74.99 a sticker.
It's like the LeVar Ball shoes. It's
Yeah.
just absurd price for no
Absolutely.
reason.
Absolutely. Wow. John, you have any plans on May 19th?
Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry.
Oh,
we
okay.
still have. We're
No
forgetting
problem.
the main guy. We have Fit Meals, Dimitri.
Oh, Dimitri.
I want to say thank you to Dimitri. Hook you up. Go to myfitmeals.com and start your meal plan today. You can talk to him. He'll talk to you on what your diet consists of. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Are you preparing for something? He gets people like me who don't eat vegetables eating vegetables. So make sure you contact him. And then, wait, you're on the phone with him? What's the number?
Yeah, it's 844-FIT-4U. 844-FIT-4U. Call Dimitri at Fit Meals.
Okay. And lastly, 104.7. We want to thank you, Frank, for allowing us to get on Locked In Minute around 8:35 to 8:40 a.m. We truly appreciate it. So make sure you guys tune in. 104.7 Rock of Daytona.
Okay.
Now we're good. So, Jon, you have special news.
Oh, yes. There's this thing called Undisputed, Battle of the Champions, I believe, on May 19th.
Yep, at Guilt in Orlando,
Ooh.
Florida.
I'm gonna fight again. So it's, gonna have another boxing match. Gonna see how the old man can do against some young bucks. And see how it works out.
What
Hopefully,
young buck are you fighting?
I believe the gentleman's name is Ronald Fisher.
Oh, nice. He's a good guy.
Yes, nice guy.
Nothing but good things to say about him.
I've actually never fought anybody I hated. I've never fought anybody that I didn't like. I never. I can't. I'm not that emotional guy. You know what I mean? Like,
You're the calm. You want to know who you remind me of in all seriousness? All right, Anderson Silva. In this perspective, one, you're long and rangy, so you fight on the outside. Counter puncher like Anderson Silva. Very calm, cool, and collected, but funny in his own way. Anderson Silva. And lastly, you're coming back to fight multiple people like Anderson Silva's doing.
Yeah. I mean, I did.
So you're like the ageless spider.
I try to be. You know what? It's because I try to keep up with these young bucks in the gym, and I still have that.
Like I'm doing good.
Yeah, like I still, if I can compete, I really want to try. And I don't want to try at like, being 36, I technically could fight at the masters level, as what they say is like 35 and over, things like that.
Sure.
But being an athlete for my whole life, and always competing and trying to compete against the younger, better players as I got older, I just don't see myself going in there wanting to fight a 30-year-old, a 36-year-old or older guy that may be doing it for fun. Yes, I'm doing it for
the
fun.
real deal.
I want a young buck that is I'm either gonna get in there and I'm gonna bang him out, or I'm gonna range him out. However you want to do it, I'm gonna counter punch him and play my game and implement it and use my head and use the athleticism I have left against a young athletic fighter who's hungry, who's wanting to get in there and take your head off.
For sure.
Or I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna be in a war with a young dude that I'm gonna have to throw back and throw hard to survive.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah, challenge myself. Exactly. There's no reason to take something easy anymore. And being the age that I'm doing it at and things like that, I just want to keep going the best I can at that. And but in all truth and honesty, this will probably be the last year of me competing. It's
really?
Wow.
Probably. I love it. I mean, God knows I love it, and I love competing in the gym. I love going to the gym every day, working out, helping whoever's at the gym, coaching, and all that kind of stuff. But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Is.
I
At
respect
that top level.
I respect the grind so much, and I can't even say I'm top level. You know what I mean? Like that. My dedication is top level. I will definitely say my work ethic and dedication is top level in the sense of I'm there every day doing it, and I'm there. But there's other ones out there that need it more than me. You know what I mean? I can get that. Let me put it this way: the feeling of getting your hand raised is one of the greatest feelings ever
You
that
did
you will
it.
ever
You
get.
won.
Yeah, you won. You're the one who won. It's like one of the greatest feelings. You can't even explain it to people. But I'll tell you what, that I get the feeling even greater is one of my fighters gets his hands raised.
That's awesome.
I get that same feeling, and it's starting to be equal. And when that feeling surpasses it
That's how you know
all
it's
the time, like every time it surpasses that feeling, that's when I know it's time to stop. Because
That's the best way to put it. Dave, you have something?
Yeah, just a couple things. I saw one on the Facebook Live. Michael Davis joined in, Beast Boy, and it's like, Mike, you're in Vegas at the UFC Institute. Come on, like,
He loves
Yeah,
us.
buddy.
I know you love
We
us.
love you.
We love
yeah,
you,
buddy,
Mike, but
loved all those videos.
I know,
homie.
jump on 60 inches of a plastic thing, work out, or
Ridiculous.
go eat some good food.
Thank you, Mitchell. I see that too. Thank you, Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell.
You're the man, bro.
Okay, combat night.
He's a good guy.
Mitchell's the best.
So that's what you want to touch on real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah. Just wanted to say hey to them and
We
Beast Boy.
appreciate you guys. Beast Boy
Absolutely.
doing his thing out there in Vegas. Those videos are so sick.
They are, man. That facility is beautiful. Never seen it,
know.
only through the eyes of Pete and Mike. But it is. I feel like I was there
I
with
see
them.
Dana White in the background.
I
I'm
was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
and he's
I
wearing a
was-
locked-in shirt.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
I'm
just gonna
Mike,
say that.
Come on,
Put
Mike.
y'all on
We
the
love
spot.
you,
Yo,
Mike.
loving it.
I
Loving
thought
it.
Dana
loving
White
it.
was wearing a locked-in shirt. too.
Yeah,
maybe.
Dana's like, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
But,
Soon.
yeah.
Right. He should have said, "Hey, Mike, when you get this, give this to Dana White when you see him. Just tell him it's the next huge podcast."
Can we do what the Infinity Wars did? Go back in time and do that?
Hey,
Whoa,
no
whoa,
spoilers.
I didn't watch it, but-
spoiler!
So
Okay, okay.
too soon, Max. Too
I
soon.
know. I've seen it twice. I'm a nerd. What can I say?
I need to see. I still need to see it again, and I need to. Okay.
I've
I'll
seen
watch
it
it with you the
once.
third time.
No spoilers.
All right.
I promise.
We need to see. I need to see player one
What up,
first
Pete?
again.
I haven't seen that either.
You need to-
I haven't
Well, maybe
seen
we'll
that
go
either.
back-to-back times.
I'm with it.
What I was gonna say is Team Faker did an awesome video,
Yeah, that's my
and which
yes,
was
thank you.
absolutely amazing. Made me cry a little
Made
bit.
me cry.
And- wow, look at us.
Yes, your comment was very, very nice, man. I appreciate that about
always my man.
it. You got
And-
great family.
What I think is really cool is like you're talking about. You'll know when it's time, but I think the impact you're having on your fighters is just. You actually stole the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say it seems like that means more to you than it does you personally like winning those bouts and getting your hands raised. So I think that's awesome. What Team Faker did, by the way, which is like it was just a phenomenal
shout out to
video.
TFG, Team Faker for life.
Yeah,
These
it
guys
was
are awesome.
It was awesome. But I think that's so cool how you have such a big impact on so many people. But now it looks like Pete said, he doesn't trust anybody more than you with his fighters and coaching.
that's
And
a big
that's
right-hand
obviously
man.
That's a big.
Right-hand man.
The words that he put. He did a little. He put the video out. The words that he. I won't lie. The words that he wrote on top of the video when he put it on Facebook. I brought a genuine tear to my eye. Like I love Pete. He's given me an opportunity here to learn from him, to trust me and to trust my knowledge and to trust what I'm seeing. Like it's we have so many great coaches in this area, so many good people. I don't know that I could have found another gym that would have gave me the opportunity like he did and like what he's still doing for me today. I mean, he in the gym when I'm getting ready for a fight, it's not like he overlooks me in any kind of way. He kills me still on the mitts. You know what I mean? I love it. Like the funnest time is in there hitting mitts with Coach Pete. He's the best, and he still works with me, still teaching, never stops. You know what I mean? No matter what knowledge he can give me, he's given it to me, and it's never ever once stopped, and it's fantastic. But you see how much he puts into it, and then I try to put the same amount, if not more, from a certain end. Like he does all the promoting and the business end of it because he's so good at it. But I'm learning.
one thing I can say about Pete, and like I'm not trying to get too sentimental here, and it's not discrediting anything he does within the gym, but the most I've like noticed from him, I could count on him to do something nice every time and look out for somebody. Like I've never met like I even told Dave, I'm like, I have a weird feeling he's just going to do something incredibly nice for us. Like something like every opportunity he has, he always looks out for people. And I think that's the best thing about him. And like, he could be the greatest coach of all time, but him
He's literally drinking straight vodka right there, guys. I just want everyone to know. That's
Don't tell
straight
my
vodka.
secrets.
the
Don't tell my
way
secrets.
I'm serious though, the way he looks out for people is just amazing.
No, he's
And
the
like
best,
for
man.
for
They
them
are
to
all
show
the
that
best.
shirt, I was just like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, come on. He didn't
Exactly.
like Mike.
Exactly.
It's just it was unreal.
We got-
I'm sorry, boss.
No, I was
The
just
biggest
gonna
thing, the biggest thing in this sport, and I think anybody who's been a part of this sport will agree that it's really hard to find loyalty. You know,
Sure.
it's a one man sport. You're in it for yourself, but if you look at the greats, they're loyal. You know, I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the ones that have been, yes, sometimes you need to change it up here and there. I get that, but if you can figure it out with the people that love you, that are there for you for the moment that you started to the moment you end, because they have the best interest in play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like family to you, and it's loyalty, and loyalty means a lot. And he by far, is
Most loyal.
Oh, absolutely. You
Yeah.
give it to him, he gives it right back to you. It's period end, and it's fantastic. I love everything about it.
That's awesome.
We got Smilen Sam Alvey about to come on the show in a little bit, guys. A couple minutes, so we got to get rolling. We just definitely, hey, what's up to Anthony? Guys, Undisputed Fight Night, May 19th at the Guild. You can get tickets at UndisputedFightNights.com. So you can get your tickets right there, VIPs, regular tickets.
Yep.
Definitely, guys, make sure you come out to
If
Undisputed.
you're in
Battle of
town
the
and
Champions.
you can't get it off the line and you want to get them actually in your hand or anything like that, I'm sure we'll have some tickets at the gym soon enough.
Pete White Boxing and MMA.
At Pete White Boxing and MMA. Obviously, love to see anybody out there that wants to come out. It's going to be a great night of boxing. Some of the best young boxers in the area putting on a show. Battle of the Champions. There's how many title fights did you say there was?
I think 7.
Like
Seven.
There's like over 22 fights.
Blaine Woods is defending his title. Shamara's fighting.
Yes.
I mean, Robert Brothers is making his appearance again. It's stacked. And
Yeah,
of
it's
course,
a-
you, John.
Chris
hey.
Nixon?
Yeah, Chris.
Chris is coming
Wait,
back.
so you're coaching and fighting on this card?
Yeah.
Remember, I was just like, I'm going to joke and box
You're
and
a coach.
commentate
You're like
Yep.
Bill
and
Russell.
fight. You're about to coach and fight. Has
In a
that
good
been
way.
done before?
The last time that happened was the first time I fought on Undisputed, and I did not coach Chris. This time I will.
So you're making history.
This maybe I don't know how it works, but I will be definitely coaching, and I will coaching that, and whoever else that Pete needs me help with, obviously, and then hopefully I'm early in the night, Anthony. Hopefully I'm early in the night, so I can just focus on coaching afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Just get out of the way.
Just get there, just to.
I think we
Just a
should
little
make
wink
John-
there,
I think
Anthony.
he's the main event.
Oh, no, just
Ah.
You coach the whole night, take a breather. We'll get you straight vodka like you're drinking right now with us, and then
how do you
you're the
keep
main
telling
event.
my secrets? Coach, he's lying. Coach, he's lying.
Anyway, so we have stuff coming up.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Should be a good night. May 19th again, Guilt Nightclub, Orlando.
And like always, people, stay locked in. Okay, so we'll get right to it. Sam Alvey joining us, current UFC fighter. I have to ask this. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me inform you of this. Our show is called Locked In. So what it means is it can mean anything. The Cavaliers are locked in to win the NBA championship this year. You're locked in to win by knockout. So at the end of the episode, we're going to ask you what your locked in is. Cool?
All right.
Awesome. Okay, so let me start with this. You fought and beat some of the best. Rashad Evans, Nate Marquardt, Alex Nicholson, Talis Ladies. What particular fight stood out most to you? What's your favorite fight?
You know what? My favorite fight's probably my last one because it was a first round knockout. I'd been coming off so many decisions. I was really pushing for that knockout, and I was glad to have locked it in.
There you go, brother.
This is actually Dave. We were there in the building. You were definitely, I thought, the knockout of the night, fight of the night. We left that building, the Amway Center, and everyone was talking about you, Smile. It was awesome. People were pumped. That was definitely the performance of your career, I think.
Yeah, I felt great, and it really surprised me at how much Orlando loved me. I'd never been there before, and man, they treated me like a home court advantage. It was pretty cool.
That's our town, buddy.
Yeah, man, we love guys who like to stand and bang like yourself, man. You always put on a show, and you always got a smile on your face. You're not a animosity type of guy, which
No, there's no reason for me not to smile. I love what I do.
Heck yeah, brother. That's what we're talking about. I got a little inside question for you, I guess. When I say I want to know a little bit about, I'm a coach and a amateur fighter over here, in Daytona Beach, and I kind of want to know, what is your mindset when you're going backstage, you're getting in the little dressing room area, the where all the different corners are. What do you have to have with you to make you feel like it's just another day at the office?
You know what? It really is just another day at the office for me. I don't have any real rituals. I like having my team there, but I just enjoy what I do, and that's kind of it. I get there with the intent of sparring, but getting paid for it, and I think I like it more than most people do.
Awesome. Okay, so you're 32-10. You obviously have plenty of experience. Throughout the course of your career, have you seen the fight game change? And if so, better or worse?
It's living in the moment. I haven't really noticed it, but looking back, I have. And I think a lot of people can. You look at UFC 1, it's jiu-jitsu or nothing. You have to be good at jiu-jitsu or it's nothing. And then you kind of developed into where the wrestlers could defend the jiu-jitsu, could defend the takedown, and then they kind of stopped. And then from the wrestlers, you got wrestlers with some striking. And that took over for a long time. That was like the Matt Hughes kind of area, the BJ Penn, where they could defend, they could get it to the ground, or they could strike with you, the Chuck Liddell. And right now, I think we're kind of getting into that super athlete, league. The John Jones type, the ones that had they played any other sport, they probably would have been great at it too. But they chose MMA, and so they're just. I mean, I think if LeBron James had had done MMA instead of basketball, what kind of beast he would have been just for how athletic he is.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
I have to say something about that, Sam. I'm not sure if LeBron James is willing to take a punch. The way he plays on a basketball court is 6'8", 265 pounds, and flops a little bit. I'm not sure he's as tough as you, brother. I think he's gonna. I don't think that sport's made for him.
No, but I'll bet you he's richer than I am. He's made some right decisions.
I'd still rather go to dinner with you, boss.
I appreciate it.
You have a fight coming up. Tell us about your fight.
Yeah, I'm fighting June 1st up in Utica, New York. I'm fighting Gian Vellante. It's the guy I called out after my last fight, and he's one of the nicest guys in the UFC, and everyone that knows him says the same thing. He said the guy's just great. He's hilarious. He's got one of those personalities that he's just the funniest man in the room at any time, and that's kind of why I wanted to fight him. I'd met him once, gotten a chance to talk to him once before, and I just loved him. So I'm going to go out there and make my friends some money.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, we got a couple more questions for you. We know you're super busy. We greatly appreciate you coming on. The Ultimate Fighter just came back on Fox Sports 1. How was it? How was your experience on being on the Ultimate Fighter show?
Everyone asks that, and I think they're all disappointed by my answer. I was really bored, like the whole season. It was just really boring. They kind of put you in a house with no TV or no magazines, no anything. You get to train once, maybe twice a day. The rest of the time, you're stuck with a bunch of fighters, and we're not the most interesting people in the world. We all just talk about fighting, which most of the time people love, except that's all we talk about. So that's all we had to talk about.
We understand what you're saying.
Yeah, for me, it was just kind of boring for the 6 weeks. I enjoyed doing it. I made some friends that I still keep in contact with today, and it's fun seeing how they've progressed since then. But the actual time in the house, I was pretty bored.
I can honestly see that. I can see what you mean by that. That's not a bad answer. That's a real answer. You know what I mean? That's a.
I've got some buddies that say, "Oh, it was the greatest experience of my life." It's like, oh, no, good for you, I guess.
Okay, so when you started your MMA career, at some point, are you still at Quest with Dan Henderson?
Yes, I'm still training at Quest with Hendo.
Excellent.
I definitely have a question for you. So the first day you walked into that gym, and the first time that you
got to either roll with Dan Henderson or strike with him, whatever it was, what did it feel like to have the legend essentially? I assume at that point put it on you if he did, because I mean he's one of the legends and greatest ever. And how did that feel? What did that feel like?
Well, for me, I've kind of got a unique background in fighting. Is the day I met Hendo was the day I found out who Hendo was. I didn't know who he was through fighting. I never paid any attention to fighting. I just kind of did it. And so I didn't watch. Yesterday, UFC 66 was on TV, and so I was watching that. And I was thinking, UFC 66 is before I was watching what the UFC was, before I knew what Pride or any of that was.
Wow.
And I never intended on being a fighter. I was in school. I enjoyed weightlifting. It was kind of what I was going to do. And then I ended up knocking people out and kind of stuck with it. So the first time I rolled with Hendo, I wasn't expecting anything because I don't know, from where I was from, I was the best in the gym. I figured I could hold my own with anyone. And Hendo pretty easily shut that thought down. Yeah. To this day, I've been rolling with him for 7 years, and he still humbles everyone in the gym pretty regularly.
That's incredible. I mean, he had such a great career, and he was successful all the way up until the end.
Yeah, really. His last fight was a bad decision against the title holder.
That's true. Okay, so you obviously have so many good moments throughout your career. What's your the most hysterical moment you've had? What's a funny story, a cool story for us, anyone listening?
You guys have probably heard this one before because every 6 months it makes its rounds and all that. But my first win in the UFC, I was over in Australia. I was fighting Dylan Andrews. And we started off, we were kind of filling each other out. We hadn't really thrown a punch yet. Somebody in the audience yelled, "Kick him in the dick." I mean, loud. Everyone heard it. And so there was like half a second where me and Dylan go, "Oh, that's pretty funny." The audience went nuts. The commentators, they didn't hear it. Watching afterwards, they didn't know why everyone was laughing. But about every 6 months now, people start resharing that video. I think that's made it onto the funniest moments of MMA series. And so that was pretty funny to be part of.
That's awesome. I have a two-part question for you real quick. What is what you consider in your career your greatest MMA moment? You just said that. I think didn't you just say it was about your last fight? But in your early stages of your career, what did you think was like, wow, this is the greatest moment that I ever had? And then what was the greatest moment you ever watched in MMA?
The greatest moment I ever had is probably that first win in the UFC. I had won some big fights, but I didn't. Most non-UFC athletes are poor, and so I was poor for a long time. I've been fighting for 11 years. I've been in the UFC for about 4, so that's the rest of the time I've been pretty poor. And so I get that first win, and that was after, I had a lot of fights under my belt at that point, but that was like, oh my God, I can hold my own in the UFC. I can do it, and I made some money doing it. And so that was a pretty cool feeling right then. It was just the confirmation. If I lost that fight, I'd get cut and nobody'd ever think about me again. And I won with a knockout. And it was a pretty cool feeling.
Awesome.
And as far as somebody else, actually, my good friend Jordan Winsky, he was fighting in Wisconsin, and I was cornering him. He's 10-1 now as a pro. This would have been back. He was 3-0 or 4-0 going into this fight, and he got dropped with a liver shot. I mean, like hard. You see it in his face, and the ref didn't stop it. He survived, and me in the corners yelling, "Just hide under his legs, hide under, grab a leg, hold on." And he held on, and he didn't get stopped. He actually got an armbar at the end of the round, but he couldn't finish it. But he survived. Round 2 went back. I said, "Listen, you just got to cross, got to cross." And so we went out there and started just lighting this kid up with that cross. That cross just worked. It was the right call. Round 3, he went out and kicked the guy back in the liver. Kicked him in the liver, dropped him, finished him with a liver shot. The same thing that almost ended the fight. He ended up coming back. And that was like the coolest thing I'd ever been a part of. And I was in the corner of he was in, I mean, had they stopped the fight, I couldn't have complained that much, but he survived and then came back and delivered it himself.
Wow. Sam, thank you so much for giving us your time. I told you you're going to have to give a locked in. Do you have a locked in for this?
At the beginning, you were a little, the microphone was a little foggy. I know I agreed to it, but I don't know what I agreed to.
Okay, so you want me to explain the locked in again?
Yeah, can you explain the locked in again?
Yeah, so the name of our show, Locked In, is basically, my locked in is LeBron James will win a championship this year, or my locked in is Sam will win by knockout. Do you have a locked in? It's like a bold prediction that people can go bet their money on.
Gotcha. All right.
I know I'm putting you on the spot. It's okay if you don't have it, but...
Yeah, I got to think. I'm going to lock in that Christopher Curtis, the Action Man Curtis, is going to win his shot on the Contender Series, and he's going to be in the UFC by July.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, we also got Pete White's gym. We got Michael Beast Boy Davis on the Contender Series, July 24th. Check him out, Sam. This kid's a beast. He's the next big featherweight in the world.
I will watch him. Chris Curtis, he's June 12th.
Nice. So we'll definitely check him out. Lastly, I followed your Instagram page, but you're an awesome guy. Where can everyone else go follow you? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Where can they find you at?
Yeah, I'm at Smilen Sam. That's SmilenSam, and that's on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I used to do Vines, so if you still do Vines, I'm on there still.
Well,
but yeah, it's at Smilen Sam.
Thank you so much for coming on. You're always welcome anytime. Have a great night. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much, guys. You also have a good night.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Sam. Thank you.
All right. Sure. Thanks, guys.
Big special thank you to Jon Radford and Smiling Sam Alvey.
He was awesome, Max. God, he was great.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. So if you guys enjoyed it, please download and subscribe on all podcast platforms. It could be Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, you name it, we're on there. So please download. And you can also comment on the Locked In page, Locked In community, by liking the page and joining the group if you disagree with us. If you agree with us, we want to hear back from you.
Yeah, you can also, like our one and only patron, Jon Radford.
Yeah.
Go to patreon.com/lockedin. And if you like what we're saying, support the cause.
Absolutely, guys. Another thing, too, like on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, give us 5 stars. Like, give us a rating. Give us a good comment. We want, like, Mattress Firm as a sponsor sooner or later, and they love comments. So, guys, go on how you downloaded the episode. Go give us 4 or 5 stars, hopefully 5 if you laugh 4 or 5 times. And, say good rating. Talk about Max's hair, Sean's beard, JT's nice shirt. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, and then we were able to talk with Sam Alvey because we actually have a phone number. You can call us. We can talk to you live. You can leave voicemails, send us texts. The phone number is 386-516-0495. So 386-516-0495.
And there you go. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day or night whenever you're listening to this. And like always, stay locked in.
Yeah. You now locked in with the best. We ain't rocking with the rest. And when it's game time, we gon' put you to the test. Come to ball, we hitting it, kicking it, or we dribbling, passing it, or we running, or it's the ring that we flip you in. So what's the news? You want the scoop? You gotta keep it locked to David Max podcast through your speaker box. What's poppin', my friend? You know the drop in. And the only thing left to do is keep it locked in.